I'm Anil Kumar, sharing with you some excellent questions on rational expressions. The question here is, how to write rational expression as sum of expressions? Now we have an example here which says 4x minus 5 over x squared minus x minus 6 equals to a over x minus 3 plus b over x plus 2. Well, this equation is there to explain you what the really question means. It says how to write rational expression. On the left side we have an expression which is 4x minus 5 divided by x squared minus x minus 6. And on the right side we have sum of two expressions, sum of two rational expressions. That is what it is. So really the question is, if you are given a rational expression, how can you write it as sum of two rational expressions? Let us see how we can do it. So stage 1 has been done for you. That is, we normally factor the denominator, and the two factors in this case for denominator are x minus 3 and x plus 2. When you multiply these two, you will get x squared minus x minus 6. We need two numbers to factor this, right? Their product should be minus 6 and sum minus 1. So minus 3 times 2 gives you minus 6. When you add them, you get minus 1. So these are actually the factors. What I'm trying to say is, I can write the right hand side as, when I multiply the denominators, I get x minus 3 times x plus 2. And in the numerator, we will get a times x plus 2 plus b times x minus 3, correct? Now, if you expand the denominator, what do you get? If you expand the denominator, you get x times x is x squared, and then plus 2x minus 3x minus 6. And the numerator, we get ax plus 2a plus bx minus 3b. Now in this equation, let's combine the like terms. So if you combine the like terms, you get x squared, 2x minus 3x is minus x, and then we have minus 6. So you see, both denominators are exactly same. Now in the numerator part, what we can do is, we can take x as a common factor. Then we have a plus b as the first term, and the second term could be, we can write plus within brackets the constants, which is 2a minus 3b. Now let's look back at the equation. We need to write the rational expression 4x minus 5 divided by x squared minus x minus 6 as a over x minus 3 plus b over x plus 2. So basically we need to find the values of a and b. Now we know the left side is 4x minus 5 in the numerator, and here we have coefficient of x is a plus b, and the constant term which we have minus 5, here the constant term is 2a minus 3b. The denominators are exactly same. Now for these two to be equal, their coefficients of x should be equal and the constant terms should be equal, correct? So with that we get two equations. So what I'm trying to say here is that coefficient of x is a plus b, that should be equal to 4, is it okay? And the constant term is 2a minus 3b, that should be equal to minus 5. So that gives us two equations. So we have a plus b equals to 4, comparing the coefficients, right? And minus 5 is equals to 2a minus 3b. Let me write 2a minus 3b equals to minus 5. So that gives us two equations. Two equations and two unknowns, we can always solve them, right? So if I multiply the first one by, let us say 3, and then add them up, so what do we get? So if I multiply the first equation by 3, so what I'm doing is I'm multiplying this by 3, the whole equation. So we get 3a plus 3b equals to 12, And now if I add these two, correct, if I add them up, then we have 5a equals to, that is 0, right? So we can write this 0, and this is 12 minus 5 as 7. So a is equals to 7 over 5. Now we know a is 7 over 5, so we can find what b is, correct? So we have a plus b equals to 4. That means b is equals to 4 minus a. A is 7 over 5, so it is 4 minus 7 over 5. That is 20 minus 7 over 5, and that gives you 13 over 5, correct? 13 over 5. So we can write down now our answer. That is this equation, 4x minus 5 divided by x squared minus x minus 6 should be equal to a is 7 over 5. So instead of a, I'm writing 7. So we have 7 over 5 times x minus 3 plus b is 13 over 5. So we can write 13 over 5 times x plus 2. So that is the right side expression. So that is how you can write the given expression, which was 4x minus 5 over x squared minus x minus 6 as these two, right? And you can find out the values of a and b. So that is how we can solve these types of questions. I hope the concept is clear. Thank you and all the best.